What is good, YouTube? Katana here. I know it's been a little bit. I did say in my last build video I was gonna release any more build videos for the rest of the patch, but you guys wanted to see it, so people wanted to see it, so I'm gonna just release it anyways. This is my STAMCRO build. Again, I've tested it on multiple classes. This could work on different classes. I just wouldn't necessarily put it on a Stamblade or a Stamplar, but it would work on pretty much everything else. Stamden, Stamsorc, Stamdecay, they're fine. They could use this build. It won't work as bad. But again, also another reason why I wasn't releasing the other three classes builds, again, I'm gonna emphasize it again, is the fact that the builds I've been using on them are so generic. I feel like they're probably already out on YouTube. Even this one that I'm about to put, I don't know if it is or isn't. I didn't even do research into it just to make sure, double check, but it's probably out there. But I don't like posting builds like that. I like giving builds that work for open world, 1v1, 1vx, whatever it is, all in one. And on top of that, a build that most likely you won't see on another channel that would work well. So let's get into the character sheet. Unbuffed, these are what the stats look like. I know it doesn't look anything crazy, but trust me, when it's actually fully buffed, it goes ridiculous. And there's a lot of passive damage that isn't even on the character sheet. So you really do hit hard as fuck with this build. And you're actually very tanky too with great heals. So as you can see, I have 64 points as a stamina. This is because of my glyphs. It is up to you. Remember, you can tweak the build to fit your stuff. So the traits, the attribute points, that all has to do with the actual gear you have on, like the traits and the glyphs. And I'm using the warrior boon. You could switch out the warrior for maybe the stam recovery boon if you feel like your stam recovery is a little lower. I'm not gonna lie, because of my CP setup, I don't have a problem sustaining, but it's all up to you guys. Now let's talk about sluttable items. I personally am using Lava Foot because, as you saw on my character sheet, I'm lacking in max stam and stam recovery, so that's why. The best next choice would be Artaeum, if you fix that, or if you're a different race on your STAMCRO or whatever. Pots that I typically use are tripods because I use it universally on all my characters. You could also use these pots. They're not terrible. I've used them for so many years. I just started using tripods like this past year, so I mean, you know, you could use whatever whoop-de-whoop you want to use. Now, as for sets go, front bar we have New Moon, weapon damage enchantment with Nirnhone. We're trying to squeeze out as much damage as possible. So when you light attack, you increase your weapon damage. New Moon did receive a nerf this patch, but it is not terrible. Another reason why I picked New Moon is because it's flat damage that I consistently will have. So if we look at just a rally, that's 4.8. That's always consistently. That's without the weapon damage enchantment, because I light attack weave a lot, or heavy attack weaving, medium attack weaving. That's without even that. So I'm pretty much always going to be above 5k almost every fight without even having to do much of anything. Now, as for my back bar, I have Juggernaut. Juggernaut, if you may not know, it is a very OP set. It is a very, very OP set. You get it in Vlastress, in Cyrodiil. There's a few sets like this that are on ESO that a lot of people don't know about them or don't use them, or maybe they do, I don't know. But there's a lot of sets that are, you know, people look over because it's not on YouTube and things like that, and these are one of those sets, I feel. So Juggernaut, you know, has a bunch of max health, it gives you armor, but the part that makes it OP is that fifth piece, which is when you take damage while under 30% health, heal for 20.4 health immediately and gain 19,302 armor. So that means when I'm on my back bar, and you know I'm struggling to heal or whatever, and I'm rebuffing, these stats, my little resistances right there, I'm gonna hit the cap for resistances because of that. And then on top of that, I get a ridiculous heal, which will save my booty cheeks. I've been playing this setup for a little bit, and I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. Now, on the back bar, I would use a poison if I was anybody else. You know, this is just poisons I got from the daily reward, so I just have it on there. But you can put whatever poisons you want. Again, my trait here is powered, but this one's infused. And the glyph stamina, I just quite literally haven't changed it. I probably wouldn't change the max stamina enchantment, but the infused trait, I would change it to sturdy, because I prefer sturdy. Now, monster set is Balorg, so 2-piece Balorg. This is a full medium armor build. So that being said, chest piece is heavy, smaller pieces is new moon medium, and then legs is heavy. Now, you could copy my traits if you like. It's completely up to you. And you could copy the enchantments as well, but again, completely up to you. Now, my jewelry, if I had the crystals, again, it would be all bloodthirsty, but I don't have the crystals. But it's Juggernaut jewelry with weapon damage, infused Malakath, and then bloodthirsty Juggernaut. Now, you guys are probably like, what the fuck, you're using a mythic? I know, I'm sorry. You can use this build without the mythic. It is 100% still possible. The only thing is, and like, I know you guys are like, like fucking pay to win and all this shit. And I try not to put, you know, mythic builds out there, but I just had to put this one out because it's just so fucking strong. And honestly, you could still use it without the mythic. You can just put all Juggernaut jewelry, chest, legs, Juggernaut. That way it's active 24/7. So even if you're on your front bar, you could be tanky as fuck with a great heal out of nowhere. It still 100% works that way. And then you have New Moon in your front bar, and you just have a Potentate's back bar. You could do something like that. But again, completely up to you. As for skills, my ultimate, I would prefer to have Dawnbreaker on my front bar, but the problem is that I didn't level up my Dawnbreaker for this tune, so he just doesn't have it, and I don't have enough skill points either. So Blast Bones, we're using detonating siphon, whatever, the little tether, for the reason that I would typically normally have Camo Hunter here, but because I'm using Malakath's band, it's pretty much useless. But open world in like a group scenario, sometimes I put on Turn Evil. So when I drop my ult, you know, I fear everybody. It's a pretty great fear, not gonna lie, in most situations. And then D-Swing, Riley, Executioner, Spirit Guardian. I have this to res my homies up, or sometimes I just be dicking around when I'm in open world and I just have a bunch of corpses around me. Boom. Just troll ult. Beckoning Armor. I prefer this one because, again, STAMCRO is melee, so you want people on you almost at all times. Vigor, Coil, Shuffle. You could choose a looter, Shuffle, it's up to you, and you could easily have forward momentum instead of rally, it's up to you. Now into CP, you could pause the video at any time, and like I was saying before, because I have 64, my CP, the way it's set up is I actually have a ridiculous amount of potential to sustain, because I have 64 into tenacity, and tenacity is a very slept on. Like, if you don't fuck with tenacity, then you don't know how much it could really help you sustain. Like, you could have shitty recovery, and if you put enough points into tenacity, that recovery is going to feel like easily like a 1,900 stam recovery if you have fucking 1,300. But again, that's what that is. You can change it accordingly. And yeah, there you go. I have points into quick recovery and bless for better healing for outnumbered situations. Now, let's look at the stats. At least buffed in this regard. Let me see. So, as you can see right there, the stam recovery went up 1,700 because one of our passives, when we have one of these little ghosts up, we get a bunch of recovery. But let me do the weapon damage glyph. So 5,356, almost at all times, without Balorg being up, right? Probably should have gone low. And now let's see with the Juggernaut active. If I die, okay. See, it just full healed me right there. Look at that. Fucking ridiculous. 42k resistances. So, you know, and that carries over to the front bar. Front bar 38. So, you know, this build is ridiculous. And that's minus the Balorg, is the weapon damage as well. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. You know, I really want to hear your opinions. And, you know, I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.